This is your WW3 News. Enoch Powell, in 1968, in the United Kingdom, had done a speech which was called The Rivers of Blood, and it was exposing the dangers of mass immigration. And I think one of the parts which really I found hard-hitting, which is today in that, he said a coloured man will be the master of the white man. That means slowly, these so-called immigrants are coming over, mainly illegals in the last few years or so, coming in the thousands. They are. It's on an industrial scale. And plus all the problems they bring, poverty, criminality, and non-cohesion with the locals, whether they are established. The thing is not just the blame themselves, but the major part is the politicians of these countries who let them in, mainly lefty globalists. It doesn't matter what part of the political spectrum they are, whether it's left or right. They are part of the shit show. And obviously, what is happening in Northern Ireland and United Kingdom, tensions are growing, and last and not least in London, there was a so-called fight between British and Islamic, who are in the United Kingdom, and that is on increase. It is a monitor for us to be aware of this problem. It's useless you say, these people, they're filling the jobs for those who don't want to do jobs anymore. No. Even those type of jobs, in a time of crisis, don't you worry people, they will do. Because obviously, the presence of these people becoming more will be more burden on the system. That means more taxes for locals, and therefore which is funds which are usually spent in other areas like school and health. There'll be lesser to pay these illegals in keep. And you know, if someone turns around, you're racist and stuff like that, I say to you, fuck off. Because they don't simply understand what type of time bomb is ticking. It's a social time bomb. And we're seeing the signs in Europe in the last few decades. Terroristic attacks on mainland Europe, which probably years ago was unthinkable, but today's reality. And grooming gangs, and a cohesion with lefties with these type of ethnic groups. They tend to think more for them, and then instead of the pundits who they voted for them, the politicians I'm referring to. And especially, it's more exposed when it's more obvious when it's these lefties follow this type of narrative. It is a part of a global strategy plan to destabilise the Western world, to destroy the culture and place the natives with newcomers. It's all a part of Agenda 2030. I always keep saying on the videos, when I do these videos, anything I mention about social and global problems, it's a part of an agenda, a narrative, Agenda 2030. Like banning abolition of private property, abolition of car private ownership of cars. That is pure communism. It's got nothing to do with making society equal or better. The fact is, they want you to be happy. No, not be happy. The reality is miserably poor and very unhappy and starving to death. That's what socialism and communism societies are. We have seen it in Europe. Experiment. It's a total failure in the end. It never worked. And obviously these so-called liberal politicians, they are absolute softies, they're incompetent, and they're out of touch. They don't know how to deal with problems. They're only good to if you send them as volunteers. Proper for the Red Cross or and Mandy, she sends a frontier and stuff like that. Or do a social worker. They're not fit for government to be Prime Minister or run key roles in the ministry of a government. They are allowing these people to come in the country. We are being invaded. Just simple as that. And all the problems they bring, we can see it every day. You can walk around any town in Europe, even small ones. They are there, the newcomers, hanging around all day long, not working. It's useless saying to me or to the sheep, they're the ones who come to pay for the pensions for the elders. No. 90% of them do not work. Only 10% of them work. And currently they're 9% of the Italian population. But they commit 40% of criminal offences here in Italy. Probably numbers are more similar in other European countries. Depending what country you go to. It's probably more low where they have more rigorous controls on illegals and numbers that come every year, enter inside. Obviously, there was a story about yesterday, the dinghy divers, they're known as in the United Kingdom. Those so-called illegals, they're not immigrants, they're illegals. They know when they come over, they have everything free. They know it. Obviously, there's smugglers who's behind it, money. They end up working for probably a criminal gang at the end of the day, which has been established there. Eastern, Middle Eastern, original African. Where it's selling narcotics, prostitution, grooming gangs and stuff like that. And if you start putting your foot down, it's usually come over and say, you're not entitled for any more benefits from a welfare system. It will drop. It's usually come over because they know it's a secure and guaranteed thing for them. Start denying these things, benefits, and the less of these people come over. Their only alternative when they come over is entering to be a clandestine, an illegal immigrant, proper working in a black, no rights, no nothing. This is the reality of immigration today. It's not a resource which contributes to society. They are a burden on society. They're a parasite. Here in Italy, it's been calculated 8 billion euros goes overseas, which money could have been kept here. God knows for what. You can use it for the economy, schools, hospitals and stuff like that. Because the reason is the standards of schools are getting appalling, standards of your health service is absolute shit because funds are diverted to keep these people in hotels from morning to night, do nothing. They do not give nothing in return. There'll be a point when this type of thing will just go out of control, and we're just an absolute burden. It will cost so much. They have to say, listen, we're going to have to stop this thing. And we'll be probably too late. We'll have how many thousands of these people in that country, in each nation, and it's going to be impossible to deport them because there's fucking so many of them. That's the fact. I repeat, politicians, they are accomplice in entering illegals. And it's even a weapon of the so-called adversaries of the Middle East, emerging superpowers.